Hi everybody, and welcome back to Franklin Cattle Farms. Today on the channel we have a Bersa TPR9C. This is one of Bersa's newest offerings in the US market, and well, the global market for that matter. It is a replacement for the Thunder Pro, which was a very popular pistol for Bersa, and if I'm not mistaken is carried by the Argentine military. This firearm is one that I picked up because of its set of features. Okay, I do enjoy a kind of European style pistol here and there. With this one is a hammer fired with a decocker, which I enjoy greatly. There's nothing wrong with anything else. I just like the decocker and the ability to chamber around, decock it, and render the firearm safe, and then have a nice double action pull following that decocking sequence. This gun is put together very well. Bersa's outdone themselves assembling this thing, and with the machining and the components, everything is fantastic. I swear I can't find a milling mark on the thing. All in all, it's a real nice gun, and the trigger is one of the high points of the gun. As you can see here, it's a curved trigger, a little bit of take up, little smush, break. Not the best, it's no 1911, no custom nice tune trigger, however, it's pretty good. You cock it, fire it, and we'll right the slide and try the reset. And the reset, if you can see it, is incredibly short. As of the other videos on YouTube about this pistol have demonstrated, the trigger is very well thought through. Other than that, I do like the gun. A couple complaints I have about it. One thing that really grinds my gears, if you will, is this hard shoulder on the beaver tail right here. It's just a 90-degree angle where the mill came across, and they didn't really round that off enough. And it's just a bit sharp on your hand. It doesn't look like it, but when you shoot it for an extended period of time, it can start to wear on the web of your finger. Other than that, there's a couple components on here that are metal injection molded. I kind of wish they weren't, but that's the nature of 21st century machining or assembly or business in general. The hammer seems to be an MIM component. The front sight is. The rear sight is polymer. That's a letdown. However, these sights are directly compatible with SIG sights, so they can be replaced pretty easily. On that note, these sights are not my favorite feature about the gun. They're actually my least favorite feature about the gun, and something that I'm probably going to have to replace at some point in the future. The front sight on this thing is the size of Kansas. It's way too big for target work of any sort. It's fine for combat use. However, shooting at plates or shooting at paper, you really got to work to get those groups. I'll have to admit, it's a combat sight. That's not what it's meant for. However, it's kind of a pain. Other than that, everything works very well. One nice feature about this thing is how easy it is to disassemble. All you have to do is pull the slide back very slightly. Actually, you don't have to pull the slide back at all. I take that back, push down that lever, and slide the slide off the frame. In here, it's very well machined, as you can probably see. It has a dual nested recoil spring that is not captured. The barrel is very well machined with a pretty good size locking surface on the barrel hood there. Inside, very well machined as well. I've got a nice coat of grease on it right now, so if you guys can see all that mess, you know what it is. This uncaptured recoil spring can be kind of a pain to get back in there, and there we go. Other than that, the internals here, we've got nice full-length slide rails. This is an aluminum alloy frame. Nice full-length slide rails, and there seems to be a tree coming down in the background. Whoa! That was a big tree. Was that an oak? Man, okay, well, we'll figure out what happened to that in a few minutes. Other than that, all of the components in here are very well put together. As you can see, The slide release is very robust. There's no flex in that whatsoever. So every time you actually release the slide, whichever slide you release it from, all you do to put this back together, push back just a little bit, cam it back up, good to go. So the slide release works from either direction very easily. A feature that sometimes goes unnoticed in the modern handgun market, kind of like with the P10C and the Remington, what was the thing called? I can't remember. The R51, I think it was the R51. Either way, this one's well put together. We can put a few rounds through it here and see how it shoots. We're here at about 10 yards away from these plates, and I've got a full mag. Forgot to mention, this mag holds 13 rounds, of course, plus one in the tube. It has a loaded chamber indicator on the top strap right here, and I'm going to decock it. There's nothing in it. Put my ear protection on, and we're going to see what she can do. Put one in there. Now, this thing does recoil more than your average Glock. It has a little bite to it, to be honest with you. I hadn't really figured out what it is. It's smooth shooting, but it's not exactly a puppy dog to shoot. It's not bad. It's no 45 or anything bigger than that, but for a 9mm, it has quite a bit of jump. We'll decock it here and take off. And we are out. Slide lock back on the last round. I can't complain. So, if you're looking for a compact pistol with a decocker for a good price, I picked this thing up for, how much did I pay for this thing? This was right at $400. So, realistically, it's a little bit cheaper than a Glock, just a bit cheaper than a CZP07. It really gets you there for that cost, and it certainly beats out some of its lesser priced alternatives, such as the Taurus, what's the Taurus called? The Taurus G2C. This is better than the Taurus, there's no question. I've shot the Taurus, I like this better. So, it's just up to you, but I approve. So if you want to spend a little bit more money and get something a little bit better, I would highly recommend the CZP07. However, on a good note, Bersa, good job. Keep doing what you're doing. And everybody who's watching, thanks for watching Franklin Cattle Farms.